Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Irresistible and I'm a manifestation and soul realignment coach. My channel is geared towards helping you become your highest potential so that you can create and experience the extraordinary life that is your birthright. In today's video, I'll be talking about the so-called transition period. Is it necessary? Do you have to go through that? I'll be covering all of that. But before we get started, I just want to remind you that I offer both email and video coaching. So if you need help in manifesting any of your desires or in releasing any of your inner assumptions or blocks, then you definitely want to check out. The information is all in the description below. And of course, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon in order to receive a notification anytime I upload a new video. So let's get started. So this video is inspired by some of the sessions I've had with clients where there is this space of time between when they have launched a rocket of desire, as Abraham Hicks says, and when they've actually manifested it. So there's this period of time that, it takes you to manifest. Sometimes it happens so fast, you say there was no time, it was instant. Other times you may experience a little bit more time. And I want to touch upon this because sometimes you have to see the value in that transition period. And here I'm not telling you to manifest that because you don't have to manifest that. You can literally skip. And I talk about this here. So I always talk on my channel that you can manifest in one of two ways. You can manifest through identity shifting, and I'll explain that in a minute, or you can manifest through mind, through your subconscious mind. When you do identity shifting, you have to understand that an identity is like it's like an umbrella that has all the beliefs and thoughts and emotions and actions that go along with it. So if you're saying that I am the woman who has it all, or I always get everything that I want, that's your identity, then everything within that has to match it, right? And if you say I've always been the woman who is pursued, and actually today that's not who you are, but you're choosing to say that I am the woman who has always been pursued, you're shifting to a brand new identity. So all the beliefs and thoughts and emotions that go with the woman who is not pursued are not there anymore because you've chosen to identify with that new identity. And it's really just a shift, and your higher mind will always take you to that. You don't even need to affirm. You can affirm, but you're then doing it at this level. In this scenario, you're working through mind. When you make a conscious choice that I am that person, you're literally allowing your higher mind to take you so long as you don't have opposing thoughts. So you're kind of transcending the mind altogether in identity shifting. Whereas in working through, manifesting through mind, through the subconscious mind, you're using affirmations. So you're working at this level, changing the beliefs at this level. And then that becomes your new identity, but you're working on this level. Both of them work. Now, the point of this is that you always have the choice to make that jump, right? So long as you don't oppose it. You don't entertain your thoughts at all. You're just not entertaining them, and it can happen very fast. Now, when we're talking about manifesting through mind, here you're being more deliberate. When you're working through your mind, you're being more deliberate. Maybe you're impressing some visual images into your mind of what you want. You're affirming, of course, and you're being super deliberate with that. Here you're changing your beliefs and you're making more dominant assumptions about your desire. You're creating a new story, and so then you're impressing those through your subconscious mind. And I talk about how your subconscious mind is impressed with a new story in this video and what it takes to do that. But here what you're essentially doing is telling a brand new story so that you go from A to B. As you're doing that, sometimes when you're affirming, you're not necessarily hitting every assumption. And that is when sometimes, don't manifest it. You don't have to manifest that. You can say, I've addressed all my assumptions and just move directly, right? But sometimes I've seen it happen in my own experience and in some of my clients, they would start experiencing some triggers. The triggers are, for example, things that bother you about someone. So you're really not able to change the story about the person. Your beliefs around this person keep showing up. So when you're saying they love me, they want to be in relationship with me, they're amazing, they're whatever, you have a story going on, you kind of have to release those assumptions where they weren't kind to you in the past. For example, you have assumptions about them or about yourself, by the way, that kind of need to be released. And so if you were to manifest them right away and those resentments are coming out while you're in the relationship with them, it may be harder than if you experience those triggers during that transition period. So essentially, you're getting your desire in its highest potential. And again, here, I really want to, because the thing with a coach who's trying to help their audience, they're trying to help their clients, you kind of really need to be very careful in the things you say so that the people don't necessarily manifest that. You don't necessarily have to manifest triggers or undesired circumstances as part of the unfolding of your desire. But if you were to do that, it's okay. It's all okay, right? It's just part of the unfolding. There's nothing wrong that you're doing. And this is where I had someone on TikTok once ask me, well, how can I stop all the negative stuff from happening right before I get my desire? I said, why do you have to experience that? She said, well, it's necessary part of the unfolding. It's not. It's not if that's not your story, right? But if you've had a harsh past with your SP, or you've had a harsh past with whatever, your parent or someone that's involved in your manifestation, you may need to release some of the inner assumptions you have about them. And that's part of the unfolding, right? So it's all okay, because then when you're with them, you don't want to experience those things. Another example I want to give you is one of my clients who I was working with in the past manifested a relationship super fast, but all this baggage that she had from her previous marriage were coming up for her. And she was expecting this person to kind of disappoint her. And there was a lot of trauma and emotions involved in this. At some point, she said, you know what, I want to separate from him for this period of time so that I work on myself. So you kind of need to sometimes see that everything is happening the way it should. And again, don't manifest that it needs to take time. Just be easy about things unfolding the way they're unfolding. You don't know why it is the way it is, and just be easy about it. And the less urgency you place on the manifestation, the faster it happens. And the less questioning you say, what am I doing wrong? Again, the faster you will manifest. And the more conscious you are of these triggers as they're happening, you're saying, oh yeah, there's a triggered assumption here that I have about me or about the other person that kind of needs to be released in order that I manifest my desire in its highest potential. And so if you were to look at the transition period, you wanna sometimes see the value it could potentially have for your unfolding. Don't rush things, allow things to happen. And again, I mentioned this does not apply to every single desire. It does not have to be a long period of time. Don't expect this to happen. It may not be your story, so don't manifest that. The idea is just to be conscious that everything is happening the way that it should. I also want to add one last bit. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And I also talk about this in my book. So bringing in the spiritual element, which not a lot of manifestation coaches do, but for me, spirituality is also a big part of my experience and my growth and all of that. From a spiritual perspective, you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. And in the spiritual realm, all your desires are instant. Anything you think about is instant. But you came here to experience the creation process. Also, in order to understand what love means, you need to have the polarity of that. To appreciate having your desire, you know what it means not to have it. So you're kind of experiencing both ends of the spectrum, which is the duality-based physical experience. And a part of that is appreciating the creation process. A part of that is making the desire even more delicious. Like you get it, you feel this immense amount of satisfaction and fulfillment from manifesting that. And so a part of it is the unfolding. Sometimes there are desires that you want to experience the unfolding of. And I was chatting with one of my friends. She was saying that she would love to just instantly wake up and find herself married. Like she doesn't want to go through the whole experience of getting married. For me, I don't get that. Like sometimes the unfolding is part of the pleasure of experiencing your desires. Seeing that happen through what we call this transition period. So again, it's all based on how you wish to experience your desires. Some people want it instantly, which is fine, and other people don't. They kind of want to experience that unfolding. Everything is really just happening the way it should, in alignment with what it is that you want, in a way where you can experience the highest potential of your desire with the least amount of problems once you get it. I hope this really hits home for you. And like I said, it's not a necessary part of the manifestation process. That dip where you think that you need to experience something undesired or get immensely triggered, or all of that is not a necessary part of the process. Don't make this a process that you have to experience with every single desire. Sometimes you may experience that. And it's usually when you have not addressed the assumption that needs to be released. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please hit the thumbs up. And I look forward to see you again in the next video.